Hello, McKenzie. Your mother took a photo of your amp so I could see what it is and look at it and see the dials. Pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. You got a low, which is going to be your bass tone. You've got high, which is going to be your treble tone, or your EQs, or whatever you want to call them. I don't know. Just mess with them and see what you think. What you like is right. Don't worry what anybody else says. You do have a button for clean, which is going to be like ultra clean. And then if you push the button in and you get crunch, or yours says OD, that stands for overdrive. You're going to get a bit of a metal type sound, a bit heavier. Probably going to sound not great, but you know, try it, see what you think. Let's not worry about that right now. So, and you know how to run it. You got a guitar cord with two ends, one into the amp, one into the guitar. Make sure your volume is up. Make sure your volume on your amp is up a little bit, and then, you know, play something, see what happens. Okay, let's forget about that right now. Let's go to guitar open strings, what they're called. So each string has a name. So take your pick. I don't know what kind of guitar picks you're using. You may want to experiment, but I use currently, and this is just for me because it's more of a metal thing, but I use these Jim Dunlop Ultex Jazz 3. Jazz 3 is the size of the pick, I think, and these are really, really good for me. But you use whatever you want. How do you hold the pick? That's totally up to you. Usually between thumb and first finger, and a bit of that, you know. I would suggest not having your fingers floating about the place. I say a flat fist and go for it. And we can talk about left hand technique and right hand technique soon. Let's just get a bit of order happening so you know what you're doing. So 6 strings on the guitar. Your top string, your lowest string, that is a low E. Repeat after me, low E. Nice. If you say it out loud, for whatever reason, you're going to remember it better. So your low E sounds like this. Feel free to do it with me. The string after that, your 5th string, I believe, is called an A string. It's your A string. String after that, your 4th string is your D. The one after that is G. Now, depending on your electric guitar, you'll notice that there's winding on the 3 lowest strings. So your low E's got, you know, you can take your pick and scratch it. So that'll be on the low E, the A, and the D. And then your G string should not be round at all, and it just looks like a piece of steel. A very thin piece of steel. That's your G string. So D is this one, G is this one. 3rd string, if you're counting from the thinnest upward. That's your 2nd string, I believe. Yeah, it is. It's your B string. And then here, you've got a high E. So you got a low E, you got a high E. So they kind of sound alike. And that's because they're the same note, but just in different octaves. We'll get into it later, but basically there's a scale. Let me think. Ooh, scale. There's G, there's G, there's G. So if you have an 8-note scale or a 7-note scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, your 8th note, 8, octave, 8, octomom, 8 kids, octave, 8th note. They sound alike because of the same note, one's an octave higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's a G note, that's a G note. That's a G note too. Oh. You do it. You sing the part. Oh. That's a G. And that's the same note on another string. There's tons of these little tricks that I'll show you along the way. Hopefully, I might forget, and then you're in trouble. Your goal is just to be able to name the strings. Low E, A, D, G, B, high E. You can also practice if you want, if you're bored, you can practice just taking your pick and just doing downstrokes throughout the whole. Not very musical, but you might also just want to take your pick and do upstrokes. Because at some stage you're going to have to learn to master both, so you might as well just, or you can even go low E, A, D, G, B, high E, and then high E, B, G, D, A, low E. And chords are going to be good because, just a couple of fingers somewhere and you're playing a chord. You know that song by Metallica, Nothing Else Matters? So that's just the low E open string, which means I'm not touching any of the frets to make it sound any special way. So I'm doing a downstroke on the low E, and then I'm doing a down on the G, open, B open, and then I'm doing a upstroke on the high E, one on the B, one on the G. So it's kind of like just practicing, up, 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 down, 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 up, 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 down, 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 up, up, up. Too fast? I'll slow it down. My camera battery's gonna die soon, but I'm just gonna power through. So. Also, there's a thing with the right hand called dynamics, where you can play really hard or really soft. You might want to work on that a little bit as well. Just do a downstroke on the low E and then get louder. And lighten up and then get louder. Messing around. So basically in this particular video, mess with your amp if you want. Know the names of the strings. There's 6 of them. It ain't hard.